according to recent research from the International Labour Organization in 2026. Women hold just 10.4% of CEO positions across Asia Pacific. But here's what matters more. Companies with female executive representation in the top 3 leadership layers outperform their peers by 34% on key financial metrics. So the question isn't whether women belong in leadership. The question is why your organization is leaving 34% of performance on the table. The barrier isn't talent. It's not qualifications. In Southeast Asia, women represent 42% of the workforce, yet comprise only 16% of senior management roles. That's not a pipeline problem. That's a structural one. And if you're an executive operating in this region, you're watching your competitors in Singapore, India, and across the APJ region actively restructuring their boards and C-suites while you remain stationary. The cost of inaction is real. McKinsey's 2025 Women in the Workplace research shows that organizations stalled on diversity initiatives see higher rates of executive turnover, lower innovation scores, and reduced market share in emerging economies. This isn't a corporate responsibility mandate anymore. This is a competitive intelligence issue. The women you need are already choosing companies that have visibly committed to breaking these barriers. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to dismantle 3 myths that are keeping boards stuck, and show you the exact decision-making frameworks that companies like HDFC Bank, Singapore's Temasek, and Accenture APAC used to move women into executive positions at scale. We're not talking about quotas. We're talking about structural change that moves revenue. We're talking about how to identify, sponsor, and accelerate female talent through the pipeline before your competitors do. And critically, we're going to show you what this looks like in the Asian business context, where cultural nuance and market dynamics are completely different from Western models. By the end of this, you'll have a roadmap that works in your boardroom, not someone else's. The first barrier to dismantle is the myth of the talent shortage. Most leadership teams believe women simply don't apply for senior roles at the rate men do. The data tells a different story. Recent Gartner research from 2026 shows that 71% of high-potential women in Asia Pacific report being passed over for promotion despite meeting or exceeding performance criteria. This isn't a supply problem. This is a sponsorship problem. At HDFC Bank, the leadership team discovered this the hard way. They had 58% female workforce participation, but only 9% female executives. They didn't hire their way out. They changed who was getting sponsor relationships. Within 18 months of implementing a structured executive sponsorship program where senior leaders actively coached and advocated for emerging female talent, HDFC moved female executive representation to 24%. The mechanism was simple but critical. Formal, quarterly sponsorship meetings where senior executives were accountable for identifying and championing 2 high-potential women each. Application for your leadership team. Stop asking where the women are. Start asking who is actively sponsoring them. If your top 20 executives cannot name 3 high-potential women they are directly sponsoring for promotion, you've found your bottleneck. Implement a formal sponsorship scorecard. Make it a component of executive compensation. The second barrier is the boardroom credibility gap. Women entering C-suite roles in Asia Pacific often face a double standard in how their decisions are perceived. A Deloitte 2025 study on leadership across APAC economies found that female executives are interrupted 23% more frequently in executive meetings. and their strategic recommendations are questioned 31% more often than male peers offering identical proposals. This creates a decision-making tax on women leaders. They must work harder to establish the same level of perceived authority. Temasek, Singapore's sovereign wealth fund, address this directly by implementing what they call structured decision protocols. Before board meetings, all strategic proposals are submitted in writing with identical formatting and evidence standards. This removes the informal persuasion component where interruptions and relationship dynamics typically dominate. What changed? Female executives' proposals were approved at identical rates to male peers. The emotional tax of proving competence dropped dramatically. Application for your boardroom. Implement written pre-reads for all major strategic decisions. Establish clear interruption protocols in meetings. If you're running a traditional open discussion boardroom, women leaders are operating in a system designed before they arrived. You need to change the system, not the women. The third barrier is pipeline acceleration. Even with sponsorship and structural change, women often move through promotion cycles slower than male peers because they're underrepresented at each level. Accenture's Asia Pacific division solved this through what they call the cascade acceleration model. Instead of waiting for a single senior role to open, they created dual-track pathways. High-potential women could move into specialized executive tracks: P&L leadership, technology governance, transformation leadership that were equally senior and equally visible, but positioned differently. This created multiple on-ramps into the C-suite. The result: women moving into executive roles increased from 12% to 31% in 3 years. More critically, the organization didn't create artificial roles. They restructured existing senior positions to provide multiple pathways to strategic impact. Application for your organization. Map your current executive pipeline. Identify senior roles that are bottlenecks. Create alternative advancement tracks that don't lower seniority but multiply options. If your current C-suite structure looks like a single ladder, it was designed for a different workforce. Redesign it as a lattice. Imagine your leadership team in 2027. Your board composition reflects genuine talent density, not tokenism. Your executive decisions move faster because you're not navigating unspoken power dynamics or credibility gaps. Your promotion pipeline is twice as fast because multiple pathways exist to strategic impact. Your talent retention is higher because women see clear, visible proof of advancement, not just opportunity statements. Your competitive position in the market is stronger because you're not leaving 34% of performance on the table. This isn't a diversity initiative. This is a capability upgrade. The women you need are already exceptional. They're waiting for a system that wasn't designed for them to change. If you lead a team or board in the Asia-Pacific region, this isn't abstract. Your competitors in Singapore, India, Southeast Asia, and beyond are moving now. Subscribe to Apex Minds D4J so you don't watch this shift happen to you instead of for you. Hit the notification bell. Share this with the executive team member who needs to see this most in the next video. We're breaking down the exact compensation architecture that holds women out of top earner roles, and how 3 of the fastest growing tech companies in India restructured pay to close the gap, while improving company profitability. You'll want to see this one. Thank you so much for watching this video. If these insights resonated with you, please subscribe to Apex Minds D4J and hit the notification bell so you never miss our weekly content. Share this video with a colleague who needs to hear it. We will see you in the next one. Keep pushing forward. Thanks for listening. If you found this valuable, please subscribe to Apex Minds D4J for more powerful insights. See you in the next one.